Hello there. Mr. Toby is a pretty shady person. What is his true identity? Does he have a secret agenda? Is it possible that he is a psychic 13-year-old girl? I may have the answer. Here is the proof. Mr. Toby lives in Michigan, and Michigan's postal code is MI. MI can be pronounced me as in Duri me. Me starts with M. M upside down is a W, sometimes called a dub. What place starts with dub? W Kiowa. W's zip code starts with 52. Mr. Toby is 42, and 52 minus 42 equals 10. This is our first year in calculus. 42 minus 1 equals 41. So we need to solve problem 10 from section 4.1.
Problem 10 from section 4.1 gives us the scenario of two ships, ship A and ship B. Ship A is 150 kilometers west of ship B, and it's traveling at a speed of 35 kilometers an hour east. Ship B is traveling at a speed of 25 kilometers an hour north. And the ships start sailing at 12 o'clock noon, and the problem asks us to find the rate the distance between the ships is changing at 4 o'clock p.m. To solve this problem, we put the ships on a coordinate grid. So we're going to say that ship B is at the origin, so point 0, 0, and since ship A is to the west, on a coordinate grid that's to the left, so we're going to say that ship A is at the point -150, 0. So since the rate is in hours, kilometers an hour, and 4 hours have passed since they started sailing, we're going to times the rate by 4. So for ship A, it's traveling at a speed of 35 kilometers an hour, so 4 times 35, and that gets us 140. And to find its new position, we can do 140 minus 150, which gets us -10. So that means that ship A is now at the point -10, 0. And we can do the same for ship B. So 4 times 25, because it's moving at 25 kilometers an hour, and that's going to get us to 100. To find its new position, we can do 0 plus 100, and that gets us 100. And so now it's at the point 0, 100. And this creates a triangle with side lengths of 10, 100, and Z. And you can see here the new points for the ships. To solve this, since it's a triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, so x squared plus y squared equals z squared. So first thing we do is we're going to take the derivative with respect to time. So we get 2x times dx over dt plus 2y times dy over dt, and that's going to equal 2z times 2z over dt. So the next thing we have to do is find actual numerical values for most of these variables. Let's start with x. X is equal to -10. And it's -10 because it's on the left side of the origin. Y is equal to 100, and that's positive 100 because it's moving in the positive direction on the y-axis. Dx over dt, which is the rate of change of ship A, is 35 kilometers an hour. Same thing for dy over dt except for ship B, and that's 25 kilometers an hour. And the problem asks us to find dz over dt, which is the rate of change of z, which is the distance between the two ships. And now the only variable left is z, and we can solve that using simple Pythagorean theorem. So with side lengths of 10 and 100, we do 10 squared plus 100 squared equals z squared. We square those two numbers to get 100 and 10,000, add them together, so z squared equals 10,100. And to solve for z, we just square root that, so z is equal to the square root of 10,100. The next thing we have to do is plug in all those numerical values for the variables. And to make this simpler, we can factor out a 2 from both sides because each term has a 2 in it, so we can cross out those 2's. So now we just get x times dx over dt plus y times dy over dt equals z times dz over dt. And now we plug in all these numerical values. So -10 times 35 plus 100 times 25 equals the square root of 10,100 times dz over dt. Now we just simplify, where we get negative 350 plus 2,500, and that becomes 2,150 equals square root of 10,100 times dz over dt. And we're trying to find dz over dt, so we do 2,150 divided by the square root of 10,100, and that gets us to 21.4 kilometers an hour, and that's our answer.
If you add the digits up of the answer, 21.4, you get 7. If you use a number substitution cipher on the word 7, you get 19, 5, 22, 5 and 14. If you add up all of those 5 numbers you get 65, and what does 6 plus 5 equal? 11. We all know that Mr. Toby's name is Kevin, but that is not his birth name. His true identity is Kalevu Toby.